Welcome everyone. Today we will be giving you a brief introductions to the psychometric assessment. Probably try to figure it out and deliberately keep these videos under 10 minutes for you to understand what exactly is psychometric assessment. We will talk about the TNDs or terms and conditions. The terms is all about assessment. Now, how do you assess until and unless you find data? So you need to gather data, integrate those psychological data for evaluation purposes. Now, these data can only be collected when a person is subjected to certain tests, certain interviews, certain case studies has been observed, certain behavioral observation, and probably when you're talking about behavioral observation, I think biasness would be creeping in. So try to observe those behavioral observation from a number of sources to collect from data, number of people, number of person, different person, so that everybody's observation needs to be taken down, noted into account, and probably come to a consensus to come for a specific data that needs to be designed. This is what psychological assessment is all about, is the measurement and the apparatus that has been defined to understand a behavior, psychological data, evaluations through integrations of data which can be obtained from tests, interview, case studies, and observations. Let us understand the testing purpose around it. We have understood psychological assessment, assessment through data to be gathered through tests, interviews, and so on and so forth. Now we'll talk about the testing, the measuring of psychology related variables by means of devices, by means of procedures, by means of tools specially designed to obtain a sample of a behavior. Did I say tools to obtain? Did I say procedures to obtain? Did I say devices? Now, these are your tests, these are your interviews, these are your perspective, these are your observations, these are your data right from the primary sources, secondary sources, and so on. So that is what psychological testing will all about it. Now let us understand the psychological construct. It is an informed scientific area development or generated to describe or explain behavior. What are we talking about? Intelligence. What are we talking about? Personality, anxiety, job satisfaction, as the case might be. So it is a psychological construct and informed scientific data developed or generated to describe or explain the behavior thereby. We are talking about intelligence, personality, anxiety, and job satisfaction. This can be measured. Assumption that the construct can be measured is very important. Remember, job satisfaction. How happy are you in your job? How happy are you in your life? Everybody's happiness quotient would be different. You will rarely find people who say they are super excited with their life, barring few, and that would be a minuscule percentage. Everybody wants to obtain much more than what they are having, what they are managing. So thereby, these are the things that needs to be taken care of. So contrast test and assessment. Now, can we have assessment? Definitely yes. Can we validate those assessment? Yes, definitely you can validate those assessment with a number of alternative tests. Also, you can have validate the assessment by providing an antigen, an exact opposite of the test. That's the contrast test. And if you find the results are going to be alike, so you need to measure those contrast measurements, evaluation, test as a tool, as the things that comes around it. We need to understand those tests, those tools, those contrast assessment, contrast test per se. Psychometric is a science of psychological measurement. Psychological measurement is all about psychometric quality, as the case might be. Now, this we are talking about norms, reliability, and validity. How how carefully that we proceed. That is what psychometric quality is all about: the norms, the reliability, and the validity thereby. Assumptions of assessment, as the case might be. Psychological construct states traits exist. You just cannot avoid it. That exists. The traits are there. Psychological constructs traits can be quantified, can be measured, and definitely anything that can be quantified can be measured, and anything that can be measured can be managed. So, various approaches to measuring aspects of the same thing can be useful. Assessment can provide answers to some of the life most momentous question, as the case might be. This is what we are all aspiring to be, as the case scenario. Now we talk about the uh, of the 12 assessment that I wanted to discuss out with you people. Four we have discussed. Next four is out in this particular in front of your screen. Assessment can pinpoint phenomena that requires further attention, further study. You need to understand once the assessment has been, the data has been quantified, the data which has been quantified needs to be measured. Once you have measured, now is the time where you have to analyze the data and probably manage it. You need to quantify, need to pinpoint, need to understand where the problem arena is all about it. So various sources of data are enriching your assessment process, are a part of your assessment process. Try to incorporate sources from different aspects, from different tools, from different psychological tests per se. Various sources of errors are a part of assessment process. Mind you, this is an halo effect that comes around it. The beta effect would be always be there. That test and other measurement techniques have their own benefits, have their own inherent weaknesses per se, and we need to make room for them. We come to the very last four assessments, the assumptions. The assessment assumptions we are talking about is test related behavior. Every time you think of a test or hear the word called test, probably people become uncomfortable. They go beyond their skins. Now, this is the test related behavior that predicts non test related behavior. Present day behavior is just nothing but sampling of what exactly might be happening in due courses of time. Testing and assessment can be conducted in a fair, unbiased manner. Testing and assessment can benefit the society at large because you are ready with the knowledge of what kind of resources, what kind of talent pool, and what kind of attribute pool you are dealing with the people you are dealing with. And this can help you mitigate unfortunate, unwarranted incident, accident, and probably even allow you to control if some untoward accident happen. This are the assumption of assessment. Assessment, psychological assessment will is beneficial to the mankind and has been proven in history, in past, and will be proven true in due courses of time also. With this, I come to an end, and did I say I'll promise that this video will be under 10 minutes? There you go. Thank you very much for watching this video till the very end.